say welcome back to my kitchen, my pharmacy, and where I prepare foods that are so immune boosting that will help to prevent a lot of different illnesses and also to keep us feeling our best. So I really am excited because today is actually October 4th, 2012, and it happens to be the new moon. And I'm going to be making for you today what they call a master tonic. And I got this information from Heal Thyself website, and I was so excited about it. I made it last year on the new moon, and I used this, the tincture that it comes, and also that I make from it, as well as the actual stuff that goes in it. You'll see in a minute. For other recipes, soups, salad dressings, all kinds of things. So I wanted to make it again this year, although if you make it this year, it can last for years. But I'm going to make it for you guys to show you how simple it is to make this amazing tincture that they say can, you know, really, you can't use the word cure, but it can actually help, you know, stave off a lot of the bugs and stuff like that, because there are so many healing properties in each of these ingredients. It's just basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ingredients plus the liquid, which is going to be our raw apple cider vinegar. And so we're going to start. It's really simple. I'm going to use, I've chosen jalapeno peppers. You can use serrano peppers, you can use habanero peppers, any peppers that you want. Anything that's going to have that capsaicin in it and that's going to really have a lot of strong antiviral properties, as well as increase your circulation. Peppers are just amazing. And then ginger, which ginger is very, very amazing for our immune system as well. So we're going to use the ginger and the garlic, antiviral, antifungal. This is all of these amazing foods are just, it is your pharmacy in the kitchen. And then white onions. White onions are also very, very good for your body. They stimulate your immune system and help you to fight off colds. And then what's this big thing? This is the crazy looking thing, but this is actually horseradish. You can find this at most Whole Foods markets or other markets that are more natural. So you're just going to have to go and see if you can find some, but this is what it looks like. So when they say horseradish root, this is it. This is the stuff that clears your sinuses and it increases the circulation in your body to your brain, which we could all use. So basically, there's different ways you can make this, but what we're going to do is I'm going to make it the easiest way possible. You can chop these individually by hand, you can grate them by hand, and then you can layer them in jars. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just actually going to put it all together in the food processor, because it's all going to be mixed together eventually anyways. So when I watched the videos and saw other people making it in layers, I'm like, maybe that has something to do energetically at first, but who's got time for that? It's the new moon. At least we're doing it on the new moon. You do not have to do it on the new moon. It's just what they say is like better for when you're making certain concoctions and putting them together. But we're not going to do that. We're going to put it all together. Now, if you want, we're going to go ahead and start. If you want to have your recipe not to be super, super hot, take out the seeds. But you know what? The seeds are actually really very good for you. So I'm going to leave the seeds in it. So they say equal parts of each of these wonderful nature's medicine. So I'm going to just put a few of these in here. Now, we are going to make several batches, and then in 14 days on the full moon, I'm going to strain it out, and then I'm gonna put it into little bottles, and I'll show you that video later. And guess what? I'm gonna give it away for Christmas presents. I mean, wouldn't you like to get something like that? Here, I'm gonna give you an immune boosting tincture that you can take every day, and also if you get sick, to take some. So I've got all of those peppers in there, which they're kind of crazy. And I'm gonna put in my ginger and my garlic. I'm guesstimating here It's not an exact science. You can actually even add other things in there if you want. You don't have to just use these things that are listed. You could probably even put a couple little essential oils in there that are used for internal use. Maybe a little more oregano, because that's amazing for your immune system. So maybe put some drops of oregano in there as well. So the horseradish, I'm just going to cut up a little bit. I'm going to move this to the side. I think I have enough peppers. So horseradish is a root, and so as roots go, they are very, very strong. So got to cut them up in little pieces, because if you don't kind of cut them up a little bit more nicely, then you know you're going to have problems with when you go to blend it in your food processor. You can also use your Vitamix or your high-speed blender for this. If you're going to use your high-speed blender, I would really suggest that you maybe do one item at a time, one ingredient at a time, because otherwise, you know, you just don't want to put too much on your put too much stress on your Vitamix, because even though it's really strong and it's an amazing machine, or your Blendtec, they still can, you know, wear out, and you can put tw much stress on them and cause them to break down. So I'm going to put my horseradish in here, and a few more of my garlic. And the last thing, I might need to put a little bit more horseradish, but again, it's your own recipe, so you can do it where you don't like a whole lot of pepper in there. Maybe just don't put as much, and just add some of the other ingredients in different proportions. So I'm going to take off the peel from the outer peel from my onion, and hope I don't cry over the whole situation, because this is really not a crying matter. It's a very exciting matter, because we are getting healthy. I mean, you know, we can go and run to go get a flu shot, or we can be all nervous about all the things that are happening in our world to cause us to be sick, or we can take a proactive stance and begin to do things ourselves that we can safeguard our own families. And what better way to do that than the nature and the things that God has provided for us from the earth. This is what we call your own pharmacy in your house. Nature's pharmacy. Really, you know, all the pharmaceuticals too, most of them are made somewhat from nature anyways, but they just chemically alter them and things like that. But boosting our body's own immune system is definitely the way to go, because once your body's immune system begins to make its own antibodies against the viruses and the bacteria, you're in much better shape than if you just, I think I'm going to add some more onion, than if you go and just get a vaccine. So they say that this formula fights off the flu virus, it fights off bacterias. So we're going to use this as a way to really give ourselves a boost this season. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start blending this. So we're going to say a little prayer. Ready? Here we go. Okay. Just going to blend it all up. Kind of rock it back and forth, kind of helps to get it moving. It's a trick my friend Rhea, the chef, taught me. It's smelling good. I'm about to cry though. It is pretty strong. I'm going to pulse it and see if that... Oh yeah, there we go. That gets melted. There we go. So just blend, blend, blend. It looks pretty. I think I put a lot of peppers in there. Okay. I'm going to keep on blending. I see a few more little pieces in there that aren't quite all the way blended. Now, as you can see, I have more ingredients here, and I could have put more in. I just didn't want to overrun my food processor. So I I was just doing a little bit at a time, but you can add the rest of them and make the whole, you know, as many jars as you want. You can put it in one big container, or you can put it in individual jars. It's up to you. Because really you're probably not going to be using it until after the 14 days, or you can even go longer than 14 days if you want. And then, so then you can divide it into jars. But today I have individual jars, and I'll show you that in just a second. It's almost ready. We have a concoction happening over here. It's all blended up. Okay, let me get a little spoon. Okay. Well, if I had any sinus issues before we started, and the neti pot didn't get it, this is sure to take care of that whole issue. They actually say to wear gloves when you're doing this. I'll tell you why in a minute. So I'm going to, some of this stuff is still kind of has a little bit of chunks in it. I'll probably blend it up a little bit more, actually. Should I blend it up some more? Let me just blend it a little bit more. This would be a benefit of doing it in the Vitamix, one ingredient at a time, as it seems to get it a lot more blended up. Plus, if you have a really good grater, you can grate the ginger and the horseradish, which sometimes seems to have a little bit of more of an issue of getting blended together in the food processor. So just a little tip for you. But you know, you don't really have to do anything with this. You just kind of move it around. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, that is perfect. I think that is just perfect. And I love the color. It makes me happy. I love green. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this little thing here, which is basically just a cutting board. I'm going to use it as my little funnel. And I'm going to try not to crack. So I'm just going to pour it into my jar. The mixture is going in. Okay, I'm only going to put that much in. And then I'm going to take the magic potion, which is the thing that's going to really give it the kick, and this is the raw organic apple cider vinegar. Okay, it needs to be raw, it has to be raw. Bragg's is a great brand. So you want to fill it on up. Mix it all up together until it reaches not quite the top. It needs a little room to breathe. So I just like to mix it up together. And this apple cider vinegar is really going to take it to the next level. Woo! That was fun. Okay, a little bit more. And now I'll put my lid on it. And there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my lid on it. You want to store it in a cool, dark place. They say you can even put it like in a little paper bag. Maybe put it in your pantry. Put it somewhere that where you don't totally forget about it, because they say you should shake it at least once a day if you can remember. It just helps get it all together. So shake it about once a day, and then on day 14 we're going to come back and we're going to strain this, and we're going to make our tincture. It's going to be so yummy. And then we're going to be able to use this for recipes like soups, sauces, salad dressings. It's going to be delicious. Okay, so here's to your health, and here's to the new moon. I'll see you back on the full moon.